Hey, what's up guys, Azane here, and the Ryzen 5 CPUs are finally out, alright? It's out. It's there in websites like Amazon and NCIX, many websites. If you want to buy it, you can just go out. So AMD released their Ryzen 5 in two variants, that is right now. That is the Ryzen 5 1600X and the Ryzen 5 1500X. My god, they're just awesome. They're priced at $139 and $239. So basically that's the head-to-head competition again versus the Intel's new KB Lake i5 7600K and the i5 7500. So there are the two CPUs by the blue team, that is from their new architecture, that is the KB Lake, and AMD's Ryzen, that is the Ryzen 5, where Ryzen 7 was released before, which was competing head-to-head with the Intel's i7 processors, but now it's i5 processors, that is the Ryzen 1600X and the Ryzen 5 1500X. So these two CPUs are just amazing, alright? Their benchmarks are out there, many good reviews, like the Linus Tech Tips, Jay's 2 Cents, Paul Hardware Connects, many out there. If you just want, you can just watch their review. So the review was just amazing. The CPU, the way they performed was just amazing. So in this Linus Tech Tips review, they actually tested the CPU with a GTX 1080 Ti, not even in 4K or 1440. It was tested at 1080p, and in some games like For Honor and Deus Ex Mankind, all of those games, the 1080 Ti was not at all bottlenecked by the Ryzen 5. If i7 got like 99 to 100 FPS, the Ryzen 5 base CPUs, the system is getting like 90 to 89 FPS. Well, not a huge thing, but hey, you just see how a Ryzen 5 CPU can handle with the world's most fastest graphic card available, that is the 1080 Ti. So anyway, the main thing I'm gonna do in this video is a budget based PC, that is a whole AMD based PC, that is with the Ryzen CPU and an AMD Radeon GPU. So it's kind of a budget oriented PC that's only priced at $650. So this is a budget-oriented $650 Ryzen 5 PC build. Let's get straight into it with the CPU. For the CPU, I went with the AMD Ryzen 5 1500X 3.5 GHz quad-core processor for $190. So this CPU is just amazing, alright? There are more CPUs that to come, that is the Ryzen 5 1500 and the Ryzen 5 1600, but they just released the most extreme version of these both CPUs. So this Ryzen 5 CPU is just amazing, okay? You're not basically gonna bottleneck by, like a 1070 or a 1050 or the 1060 or any other AMD GPUs. 480, R9 390, all other when the Vega GPUs are also out to come. Just amazed how they would perform. But this AMD CPU is okay. This time in the release, it's having a completely whole different story with the AMD CPUs. When most of the time when AMD releases a CPU like FX 8350 or 9350, all of that kind of CPUs on paper is just awesome. It has high-end extreme specifications within those CPUs, but when it comes to head-to-head, in the real-life gaming or any synthetic benchmarks, they had issues like thermals and clocks, and more performance was not there. So when compared with the blue team, they were like out of the road. They were just like that. But in the case of Ryzen, they did an amazing job at the CPU competition for like $190, $240, $500, and $350 for those CPU for extreme specifications, and the price is a bit low when compared to the blue team. The CPU is just awesome. So definitely go with the Ryzen CPUs. I ain't gonna get Intel CPUs for a bit long time because Ryzen is just amazing CPUs. So Ryzen 5 1500X clocked at 3.5. You can overclock it to 4 or 4.2 depending upon the cooler you have. And by the way, there is no external cooler for this build, okay? They have the Wraith cooler with themselves, so I didn't go with an external cooler. Now for the motherboard, I'm with the Gigabyte GA-AV350M- Gaming 3 Micro ATX M4 motherboard for $99. So this motherboard is again for, if you round it up, you can maybe $100, but you have everything in it. It's got 4 RAM slots, max memory of 64 gigabytes, which can run up to DDR4 2400 megahertz or more, depending upon the memory you take. It's got 6 out of 6 gigabit per second boards. It's got crossfire support, no SLI support. But pretty much for $650, you ain't gonna go for an SLI and stuff like that. So this motherboard also has, red black skin. If you guys want to go for that too, you can also have this motherboard. So for $100, you're not missing anything. A pretty good, solid option for a $650, kind of like a budget-oriented build. So this motherboard is all what you want. For the memory, I usually go with the Kingston HyperX Fury Black 8GB, which is basically 2 4GB sticks. But this time, it was like $69. But this time I went with the ADATA XBG Z1 8GB, which is also 2 4GB sticks. which is running a DDR4 2800 MHz for $55. So from 69 I went all the way to $55 just to mark that $650 budget range. Otherwise this will be like $680 to $675. I don't want to go for that. But this memory is just great. Okay, $55 is again a DDR4. It's clocked a little bit higher than the 2600 MHz which was on the Kingston HyperX 3D Black. This one is clocked at 2800 MHz. So 8 GB is all what you need for gaming right now. There might be some other people saying that you need 16 GB. Well, they're right. It's not like they're wrong. There are, out of 10, only 1 or 2 games actually consume more than 8.5 or 9 GB in games. Honestly, I have 8 GB and no games which I played consumed even 7.5 GB of RAM. So 8 GB is all what you need right now. And if you want to upgrade in the future, you have that option in the motherboard. It's got 4 RAM slots, right? It can support up to 64 GB, so you can also do that. For the hard drive, my usual pick, that's the Western Digital Carrier Blue 1TB hard drive for $50. It's an amazing hard drive. Okay, there is no problem with that. Obviously it's a mechanical hard drive. It's not gonna like compare very fast to the flash storage, that is the SSD. But this is $50. 1TB is all what you need. For the video card, I went in the XFX Radeon RX 470 XXX video card for $175. So 4 GB is also not a problem, and it's an RX 470, RX 480 and the RX 470. There is no like huge performance difference. Alright, if the RX 480 is getting like 65 FPS, it's gonna get like 62 to 61 FPS, and that's not so bad. Okay, so with an Ryzen 5 1500X, which is an awesome CPU, and an RX 470, which is again another awesome GPU, you're gonna get pretty good numbers in each and every games like Ghost Recon Wildlands, Deus Ex Mankind, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Tom Clancy's The Division, Grand Theft Auto 5. Every games you're not getting bottlenecked by your system in every games. You will never get bottlenecked by the system in any games. You can just hit the 1080p mark, just max out at 1080p, and you're gonna get like 50 to 70 FPS. There's no doubt in that. You can also play at high resolutions like 1440 or 4K, which not 4K, I won't recommend 4K, but 1440 if you have, VSR, there is VSR actually. So if you want, you can bump up the resolution to 1440 and you can, getting higher details. That is pretty awesome. Now for the case, this also I changed a little bit. I usually go with the Deepcool Tesseract SW ATX mid-tower case. But this time I went with the Deepcool Tesseract BF ATX mid-tower case for $37. So as I said, I just went below the RAM and below the case to hit that $650 price tag. So this is also another good case, not so bad. Edges of the case, so it's not so bad. So for $37, you're not missing anything. It's a pretty good looking case. The chassis is all awesome. I know, okay for a $650 PC. Now for the power supply, the usual EVGA 500W 80 plus bronze certified power supply for $56. And the total consumption for this PC was like 300 to 350 watts. So 500 watts is all what you need. I didn't want to go with 430 or 450 or below 500 because future-proofing PC is the main thing about PCMR. Okay, you can have the options to upgrade in the future. So if you have 500 watt and you want to upgrade your CPU or the GPU to like RX 480 or any other high-end GPUs, you don't want to get bottlenecked by your PSU or something else. So 500 watt power supply is all what you need. So the total price tag of this PC is like $660, but to get the approximate price tag of $650, I just went with that. So that's pretty much it. If you like this video, definitely hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button. Definitely be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.